Alright, this is Calibos and we're playing Project Ozone 3. So, I think our current project is to get a little bit further into mechanism. So we were kind of doing mechanism somewhere. I don't remember where. Over here. This is mechanism. So, currently we have coal going into here and we have redstone going into here. So looking at our redstone, we have a little bit of redstone, but I think in the future we'd like to be more efficient about it. So one of the things that we can do now that we have plastic on the call is we can start making these steel casings. Steel casings, is that what they're called? Steel casing. There we go. Which is one of the reasons that we got into plastic in the first place. So we have steel casings. So we would like to go ahead and make, let's see, we have, what are these called? These are metallurgic infusers. And we have, I think we have all the metallurgic infusers that we're likely to need at this point. So if we want to go ahead and go through mechanism, let's move this away from things that are whatever. So of the things that we can make in mechanism, we can make enrichment chambers and we can make metallurgic infusers. So let's make an enrichment chamber now that we can with the steel casing. So we are just waiting on the basic control circuits from over there, and it should be back shortly. Cue elevator music. Enrichment chamber. Perfect. So let's place the enrichment chamber and we'll kind of work through the basics of what it does. So this has 6 channels. So we'll put the enrichment chamber here. So we'll give it power. I mean, that's probably a good idea, right? Does this one already have a thing? That'd be nice. It does. Sweet. Perfect. So, enrichment chamber now has power. Oh, I had all of these facing whatever way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. There we go. Now it's facing that way. So if we take stuff, we can look in here at the recipes. So if we take apparently if we put plastic in there, it becomes slick plastic. I don't know about that. So this is the beginning stage of how mechanism doubles things. So if you put an ore in here, it turns it into twice the pulverized amount of it, which is pretty cool. If you go ahead and put stone bricks, it processes them through the next stage. So that is also pretty cool. But what we're looking at is this. So we need to be able to compress things. So one diamond becomes a compressed diamond, which means we'll get better use of our diamonds. And it's not just diamonds. So, for example, if we... Oh, weird. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to get an interface, 2 interfaces, and that's pretty much all we need for this, really. So we'll need 2 interfaces. Interface. Oh, look, we have 2. How convenient. We'll put that there, and we'll put that there. And then apparently we're going to get stuck in something. So our next step is going to be, we're going to take some cable ties, cables, whatever you want to call them. Chuck it there, and go like so. Oops. Like that, and then connect it. So these should pick up channels in just a minute. And we're going to tell this that auto eject is on, and we want to eject to that side, and we want to input to that side, and we'll clear that. So it should have power. We are going to go ahead and, if you'll remember, we have these things called an installer, and we're going to make an installer. And what the installer is going to do is, if you'll recall, it takes a regular machine and gives us extra internal slots. So we'll grab the installer, we'll upgrade, boom, and we're going to tell this to auto sort on. Auto sort basically splits evenly all of the processes here. And then we're going to take some coal. We're going to take, we've got a piece of coal already. We're going to take some diamond. We're going to take some redstone. We're going to grab a piece of obsidian. There might be a piece or two in the system. So if we put coal in, we are going to go through and make upgrades later. It's just going to be a little bit of a process to get there. So put this through, and put that through. So we'll come over here, and we're going to look at, was it carbon? There we go. So change this recipe, we're changing this to processor patterns rather than a recipe pattern. We're going to take some coal. We're going to tell it that a single piece of coal in this machine becomes compressed carbon. Then we're going to look at redstone, and we have compressed redstone. Comes from the same machine. Then we're going to look at diamond. Where I was talking about we need to make our diamonds last a bit better because we don't have very many. Well, this is going to help us with that. Then we need to look at obsidian. And this is where the recipe is going to change slightly, because I do believe that it gives us 4 pulverized obsidian from a single piece. And let's look at patterns again. We're going to need some more patterns. There, perfect. It's like we know what we're doing. So we're going to go ahead and put these in here. So now the ME system thinks that if we put any of those things in there, so we're going to get rid of this, and we're also going to get rid of this. And we're going to take our carbon, and we're going to take our redstone. So this one contains coal, so we're going to put the carbon in here. And we're going to tell it from now on, whenever it needs to put something in here, it needs to put compressed carbon in there first. So now it is attempting to make the coal. Make the compressed carbon. So it's just going to keep doing that until this is full. And that gives us 8 times our value out of the coal. And then for this one, we're basically going to do the same thing with the compressed redstone. Take that out. And so now it is going to try to fill up with the compressed redstone. So that's pretty much that. I mean, it's going to be a little bit before these fill up, but we're now getting 8 times value out of any future redstone after this. And we're going to do the same thing here with the diamond. So let's go ahead and move this fancy stuff. Come on, we've got flight. So I'm a little leery about setting it up exactly the same way because I don't want to go through all of our diamonds. Now, in order to do the obsidian one, we need refined obsidian. Is it refined obsidian? So we have the... let's look at our recipes here. Recipes. Carbon, carbon, carbon. Ah, here it is. So we need compressed obsidian, which is made from the enrichment chamber from refined obsidian dust. Refined obsidian dust is made with the metallurgic confuser going through our diamonds. So, yeah. So if we take a diamond, take this. We're going to need some smart cable. We're going to need smart cable there, and we're going to need smart cable there. And I did this one a bit closer. I guess it doesn't really matter with the cable anchors, but it's not going to look as pretty. That was exciting. So we're going to tell it pretty much the same thing. Auto eject on, we're going to have it eject on that side, input on that side, or what is it, infuse on that side, and input on the front. Infuse is, of course, the funny bar here. This is what's infused. So we're going to need 2 interfaces. We're going to need some crafting CPUs, honestly. What are we working on? Storage bus. Oh no, we're making interfaces. Interface. I think we have enough auto crafting going that it's just gonna be a pain. So we have the interfaces. We need an export bus. So yeah, we're just gonna have to get our glowstone going and really start upgrading. That may be a thing that I'll have to do off camera, just to level up for the glowstone. We're pretty much going to set this up the same way, so I mean there's not a lot of stuff going on with this that's going to be new. So these are going to be missing channels for just a second, and we'll know as soon as this hits 11. There we go. We want to make sure that none of this is connected, so it's 11 all the way down. Perfect. So we want to make a installer. Come on, give me the installer. I guess I could just make it myself. Iron. Iron. Here, this one is that's that, and that's that. So the installers require these, which are with osmium. So let's go grab some osmium. Osmium. Have a little bit of osmium somewhere. Alright, so now we can make the installer. And upgrade this. Turn on the auto sort. So as far as this goes, like I said, we're going to need a lot more diamonds. So I'm going to need a crafting card here. Got one. We're going to tell it this, and then I don't want to like use up every diamond that we have because we're not. Well, we are getting them slowly, I guess, so it won't be completely horrible, just completely horrible for the moment. So we have this going, and eventually we're going to be able to do stuff with it. So if we take our obsidian, we're going to want refined obsidian actually. So refined obsidian dust, we're going to put one crushed obsidian into here to get refined obsidian dust. So we'll chuck that in. Grab this, if we can, otherwise it's going to go back in the system, which works just as well. Okay, it went in the system. So we're going to go to this pattern, clear it, dust, refined obsidian dust. We want to take obsidian, clear that, do that. We now have the ability to make refined obsidian dust. We'll put it into here. And now we go ahead and... So if we want to make compressed obsidian, we'll have to take refined obsidian dust and put it in the enrichment chamber. So we take our obsidian dust, put it here, go back to our enrichment chamber, which you can see is starting to get a lot of use. Try to grab it. Doesn't matter if we succeed or not, because we have to come back here anyway. So now we have this, and we go compressed obsidian. So the compressed obsidian is for this machine. So we're going to go ahead and get our cable anchors. 1, 2, cable anchor, cable anchor. We're going to go this, like this, like this. And we're going to set that up. We're going to go for another installer. Installer. Come on, we have most of the parts. Just go. Just go. Alright, so we have the installer. Upgrade that. Auto sort on. Site configurations, switch all this, and I'm shift clicking to switch it to the thing that we want it to be. and there. So we're going to put a power cell on the back side of it for power. So now we can go ahead and say interface. So we have two interfaces. We're going to need an export bus. Come on, give it to me. And one export bus. So interface, interface, export bus, and we're going to go ahead and throw what? Oh, weird. So this actually goes in the enriching factory. Like that. And then we get the obsidian plate. So yeah, there's a lot of back and forth with this setup. And we need another crafting card, go. But we have a lot of the basics done now. So now it's a matter of speeding the process up. So any glass, which we have osmium dust, which I think we have a recipe for. Osmium dust. Osmium dust from mechanism. Alright. So we can throw ore in the enrichment chamber, or we can throw stuff in the crusher. Crusher's probably where we're going to go with this. So let's go ahead and make... Wait, can we... Osmium. Can we go ahead and throw it through the sag mill? We can. So let's get some osmium dust. Let's get the rest of our osmium out of here. So it should actually go away on its own, hopefully. There we go. So we'll say osmium dust. This is that. So we'll click this here. And we'll go to our crushing setup over here. Chuck that through. And then go back over here. We'll get osmium dust. So now we can make osmium dust on command with our crushing setup, which should be here. And so now we can do this, which gives us our speed upgrades. So talking about speed upgrades, we're going to need, what, 8 per machine? So we have 2, 3, 4, 5 machines. So what is that, 40 of them? Give that a second to clear whatever it's doing. It's now processing. This seems like a pretty solid note to end on. I will show you how to install upgrades really quick, and then I think we'll call it. Alright, so you'll notice that they stack in groups of 8. So we go over here to the upgrade slot, and we just pop them in and wait. Now it does finish each process before before the upgrade effects are applied. So don't be upset if the machine doesn't immediately start working faster. It takes, you'll see that there's install time, and then it has to finish the process that it's doing before it applies. But it applies the best one currently going. So looking at diamonds, we are going to run out of those pretty quick. So see the difference? So things are going to start processing through Mechanism a lot faster. It is going to start hitting our power a lot harder. And you can't hear it because I've got it, you know, fixed. But they also make lots of noise. So we also are going to want Mechanism efficiency upgrades. Is it power? I don't remember. So there's a number of upgrades, and we will actually energy upgrades. That's the one we want. There's we'll go through all of them. We'll go through all of those next episode, and we'll teach everything to make it. And it will make a giant improvement in our power capabilities here. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming. I hope you liked the episode. If you did, please leave me a like. Maybe share it with people who might also be interested. And yeah, comments, questions, concerns can all go below. You folks have a great